female leads, and endless spin-offs. What did we tell you about the Amazon James Bond franchise? I am Mecca. Speculation turns to what? Confirmation. Please subscribe to this channel if you're in a position to do so. I have been struggling, fighting breast cancer. 6 months of chemo. Knock on wood, we're clear of that. And if you could help support this channel in any way, shape, or form by sharing the video, commenting, clicking the videos, super chats, donations, Streamlabs, GoFundMes, all those things, and female James Bond time. We're still talking about female James Bond. They still want to do a female James Bond and a bunch of spin-offs. They're using Cynthia Erivo here since she's the latest hot ticket in the latest of. We're probably gonna be seeing her a lot like Zendaya. We're probably gonna be seeing her a lot like, oh, who else? Anya Taylor-Joy was a huge one for a while. We keep getting like flavor of the month sort of actors that they want to push on us, and I'm betting it's gonna be Cynthia Erivo. From now on, we're going to be seeing nothing but her in everything. So, Amazon's a takeover. This is according to Cosmic Book News. We're going to use their article because they're the best one for this. We saw this already, though. We kind of figured that this is what was going to happen. They're going to take the franchise and they're going to what? We used to say Disney Plus it. Now it's Amazon priming it. Like what they did with Lord of the Rings, where they just completely turned it into this female chick fest of women do everything, but they also destroy everything. That's not fun. As a woman who, happy Women's Day, right? Is this International Women's Day? Happy International Women's Day. I don't like it when they have female actors instead of the male ones who ruin it for us. We deserve better. We deserve better as women. Look what happened with Doctor Who. They made Doctor Who a really lame, cringy woman. Don't make me get the Doctor Who wig, the Dr. Karen wig, so I have to do all these faces. We deserve better. If we're going to have the first female James Bond, you better have the best woman ever. You had better have the best woman ever. And in this day and age, people are just kind of tired of it. We're tired of the diversity stunt casting. We're tired of the outrage marketing. We're tired of everything we go to watch having these people on the internet. It's this, it's this, it's this. Or you're an ist or a phobe if you don't like it being this and this and this. Maybe these franchises need to go for a while. Maybe all these long-running, long-standing franchises need to go. First off, this is a British establishment. It's a British legacy character as well. So I'm just saying, tradition. Sometimes tradition is a little bit more important than whatever some book e-seller wants to do with it. You're a book e-seller. Maybe make a book of it. Maybe make a book series of it instead of a live action thing. I mean, Amazon's known for selling books, aren't they? Maybe make a new book series. Maybe dust off, what is it, Ian Fleming or something. Takeover. Amazon's takeover of James Bond is bringing major changes with reports suggesting a female 007 again. A Moneypenny spinoff. Oh, that's going to be fun. We want to see her butt going around doing what? Spy things? Do we really? Maybe. I mean, maybe. But then again, do we really need it? With reports suggesting a female 007 and a full franchise reboot. Oh, it's a reboot. And then what are they going to say? It's not a reboot because James Bond has been played by dozens of different actors over the years. Several different actors over the years. And it's not dozens. I'm elaborating. But that's going to be the excuse, isn't it? That's going to be the excuse for completely rebooting it. Why did Amazon push out Barbara Broccoli and Wilson? Well, in February, Amazon paid another $1 billion to take full control of James Bond from longtime owners Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson. Previously, when Amazon bought the rights for $8.5 billion in 2022, Broccoli and Wilson retained creative control, but now that's changed because that's a good Bezos. Bezos is a Bond villain fan art. Okay. Jeff Bezos reacts to Broccoli's harsh words. According to the Harleywood reporter, Jeff Bezos took action after the Wall Street Journal quoted Broccoli calling Amazon executives effing idiots. Reportedly, the Bezos then ordered her removal, saying, "I don't care what it costs, get rid of her." Wow! Amazon executives, you're effing idiots. Look what you did to Lord of the Rings. Okay? The Hartfoots... leave no prisoners. Take their wheels and leave them. Nobody goes off trail. Take their wheels and leave them. I'm not going to pull up that clip because we've run it to death and I don't want to sit there scrolling for 30 minutes. So look at this instead. Pretend that said, nobody goes off trail, take the wheels and leave them. So look what they did with Amazon's Lord of the Rings. He wanted to get rid of her. You don't know what you're doing either. You sell books. Jeff Bezos, you sell books. And you marry women that Mark Zuckerberg liked to look down their chest, apparently, at the inauguration. That's all I know about Amazon and Jeff Bezos. Oh, and he's also making a bunch of spaceships and rockets and stuff, just like the guy on Twitter. Only I don't think, did his blow up as much too? Because didn't the guy on Twitter's blow up last night? And that was kind of, anyway, hilarious for him. You can argue she's actually not wrong, as Amazon has a slew of disasters, including Rings of Power, Citadel, and I'd argue Wheel of Time and Reacher was on shaky ground with season 2, but at least it seems to improve with season 3. And alarm bells are going off about the He-Man movie and the Voltron film. I've heard it said the tech companies like Amazon only care about putting out quantity and don't respect the audience, caring little about quality. This seems to be the case with every single streaming service who goes and takes a nostalgic property and promotes it and is a new version of. So they change it about 25% so they can start selling merch of their own stuff. And they take it and they tweak it just enough so that they can drain whatever money out of it, because people are going to be like, hey, I'm a fan of the thing, I'll watch the new one. Which does nothing for this property, because why? Any property, any intellectual property, in my opinion, once the original creative person is no longer involved, is now just a new version of it that is not to be taken as seriously, that is just to be used as a commodity. This is no longer something that is attached to canon, lore, any of that sort of thing. And I agree, they care more about putting out a bunch of shows to sell you a streaming service every month rather than making something for the fan base. So, people want Henry Cavill as Bond. A lot of people want Henry Cavill as Bond. I am not in that camp. I think he's kind of worn out his welcomeness. He's already in the spy genre. He's done Superman. I'm kind of tired of seeing him. I would like somebody a little bit younger. If we are kind of going in for a Bond, should stick with tradition. When you're sticking with something that's a nostalgic property, for example. So, when Amazon paid that $8.5 billion, Amazon wanted to create a Marvel-style cinematic universe for James Bond, which is what I speculated. That's what I speculated. That would have entailed TV shows, spin-offs, and possible movies with the female 007, Moneypenny spin-off, focusing on the Secretary to M, recently played by Naomi Harris, and a spin-off about Felix Leiter, I can't pronounce the name, recently played by Jeffrey Wright. I can't pronounce names anymore. Broccoli and Wilson shut down Amazon's plans. So reportedly, Broccoli and Wilson put the kibosh on all of Amazon's ideas and only wanted James Bond to release as event films. And that's probably for the best. Do we really want to water down the brand by having a TV series of this? Do we really want to? Look what it did with Lord of the Rings. You make TV series of these things. I know these movies and intellectual properties are getting bigger than... They're turning into kind of religions, aren't they? They kind of turn into these microcosms of little fan bases that are kind of micro religions, aren't they? So that's why people get so upset, because they're following these and they study these things and they pour their lives into devoting into like Doctor Who or James Bond, which actor and which order and which sequence. They want to remember trivia of these things. They get passionate about it. So when these studios come in, they're like, oh, well, who cares about that? The fans do. The people who watch these things, they care. So now that Broccoli and Wilson are gone, all of Amazon's ideas are apparently back on the table, and they're going to reboot it with a new actor. According to The Hollywood Reporter, there reports there's currently no actor, no script, and no director. And Henry Cavill is still the fan favorite. So he's still the fan favorite. However, is he a good choice? He wouldn't be my choice, I don't think, at this point. I think he's a little bit too old. We want to go with somebody a little younger. Definitely don't do the diversity stunt casting, I think, for James Bond. I think people would probably just cancel their Amazon at this point. But then again, is James Bond a big enough franchise for people to really care? Is this something that has been on and a thing for so long that only a few tiny elite people who are still stuck in this tradition of really, really caring about this really care about this, and you've just got your modern day movie audiences going, we don't care, we just want a new James Bond, we'll watch Cynthia Erivo. What do you guys think in the comment section below? I am Mecca, and I will see you on the next video, live stream, or wherever. See you guys later. Bye.
Put a ticket in and make her name it gay!